What if the future could be shaped by curiosity, vision, and relentless questioning? Tonight, two minds collide. Steve Jobs, the innovator who changed the world with ideas that seemed impossible, and Socrates, the philosopher who asked the questions that made humanity think. Get ready for a debate that will challenge how you think about creativity, wisdom, and the choices that define your life. Watch closely, learn deeply, and subscribe now, because the lessons in this clash could change the way you approach every decision.
When I look at the world, I see endless possibilities, but only for those willing to question, to challenge, and to think differently. Innovation is not just creating new products. It is seeing what others cannot, imagining what does not yet exist, and having the courage to bring it to life. Many people settle for the obvious, for what is safe, for what everyone else says is possible. I refuse to do that. Life is short. You cannot waste it living someone else's life or following someone else's rules. You have to trust your instincts, your vision, even when the world doubts you. When we created the first Macintosh, the iPhone, the devices that now define an era, it wasn't because we had resources or authority. It was because we questioned everything, we embraced failure, and we kept pushing, believing in the impossible. Curiosity is the engine. Asking why is not enough. You have to take it further. You have to ask why not. Why not change the way people communicate? Why not design products that are not just functional, but beautiful, intuitive, even magical? The act of creation is the act of rebellion against complacency, against mediocrity. But vision alone is not enough. Discipline, persistence, and the courage to confront criticism are essential. Every revolutionary idea faces resistance, ridicule, and doubt. People feared the iPhone because it challenged the norm. People doubted the Mac because it defied convention. Yet we persisted because creating something truly extraordinary requires more than talent. It requires conviction. I want everyone listening to understand this. Your mind is your greatest asset. Protect it. Nurture it. Question it constantly. Do not be satisfied with what is. Strive for what could be. Your potential is limitless if you refuse to accept limits imposed by fear, tradition, or conformity. I'm Steve Jobs. I lived by curiosity, defied convention, and transformed vision into reality. And if you take even a fraction of that courage into your own life, you can create, innovate, and leave a mark on the world. Remember, as you watch this debate, question everything, pursue your vision relentlessly, and don't settle. And if you want more lessons from minds that change the world, subscribe now, because the journey of innovation has only just begun.
Steve, your vision is bold, and your achievements remarkable. You challenge the world and dare to defy convention, and that is commendable. Yet, I must remind you, innovation without understanding is like a ship without a rudder. True wisdom begins with recognizing our own ignorance, with questioning not just the world, but ourselves. You speak of pushing limits, of creating the impossible. And yet, what is impossible if we do not understand why we strive, why we seek to change? The mind that asks questions and examines life deeply is the mind that can guide innovation wisely. Curiosity is noble, yes, but reflection ensures that curiosity leads to truth, not mere novelty. To create is to act, but to act without thought risks misdirection. The innovators who succeed are not only those who see beyond, but those who understand the principles behind what they create. A great product may inspire wonder, but the greatest contribution is one that cultivates understanding, knowledge, and virtue. You emphasize instinct, intuition, and vision, qualities of remarkable creators. Yet consider this: when one trusts instinct alone, one may overlook justice, morality, and the consequences of one's actions. The unexamined path, no matter how brilliantly paved, may lead to chaos. True excellence arises from harmony between insight and reason, between aspiration and ethical reflection. And consider this: why do we create, Steve? Is it for recognition, for profit, for legacy? Or is it to improve the human condition, to nurture the soul, to leave the world wiser than we found it? Technology is powerful, yes, but wisdom is the compass that directs its power toward the good. Without it, even innovation can falter. I honor your courage to dream, your refusal to settle, and your capacity to change the lives of many. But remember, every mind that shapes the world must also examine itself. The greatest achievements are those where curiosity meets reflection, where action aligns with virtue, and where innovation serves both humanity and understanding. I am Socrates. Question deeply, reflect honestly, create wisely, and as we debate tonight, let us explore not just how to innovate, but how to do so with insight, purpose, and the wisdom to guide our vision toward truth.
Socrates, I respect your insistence on reflection and examining life. But reflection alone cannot move the world. Ideas, no matter how wise, remain idle unless acted upon. The power of innovation is in execution, in daring to build what others cannot even imagine. You question, you ponder, you analyze, but at some point, thought must become action. The world does not reward insight alone, it rewards creation. I'm not saying wisdom is irrelevant. Far from it. But endless questioning without taking risks leads to stagnation. When we launched the first Macintosh or the iPhone, many asked why. I ask why not? Vision without courage is like a seed that never sprouts. It is the combination of insight, intuition, and action that transforms reality. Technology, when harnessed with purpose, can empower millions, change industries, and inspire generations. Philosophy guides, but creation executes. Every device, every idea, every revolutionary product required embracing uncertainty, taking leaps that no reflection alone could justify. You speak of ethics and virtue, Socrates, and I agree they matter. Yet the act of creation itself can be virtuous when it improves lives. We must balance thought with daring. Reflection without innovation is philosophy in isolation. Innovation without reflection risks chaos. True mastery comes from harmonizing both. I challenge the world to think differently, to act boldly, and to build with both insight and courage. That is the path from thought to impact, from imagination to reality, and from potential to legacy. And as we debate tonight, remember, your ideas are only as powerful as your ability to bring them to life.
Steve, your words resonate with the force of action and vision, yet I insist, action without wisdom can mislead, harm, or become empty. You speak of daring leaps and creation, yet consider, without understanding why we act, without examining the motives and consequences, even the most brilliant inventions may fail to serve the greater good. Creation is noble, yes, but it must be guided by reflection. A mind that questions, a conscience that weighs, a philosophy that directs. These are the forces that ensure innovation not only succeeds, but endures. What use is a device, a product, or a breakthrough if it shapes lives without understanding, without virtue, without awareness of its impact? You rely on intuition and instinct, and I respect the courage it takes. Yet wisdom tempers instinct, guiding it toward purpose. Vision without reflection may inspire awe, but reflection without vision ensures meaning. To truly innovate is to balance these, to act decisively yet thoughtfully, to build boldly yet ethically, to transform the world yet remain anchored in reason. Steve, your courage to act is extraordinary, but remember, creation guided by wisdom is the highest form of human achievement. Let your actions not only alter reality, but also cultivate understanding, virtue, and enduring insight. In this debate, we see the power of thought and the power of action, and the greatest triumph lies where they converge.
Tonight, we witnessed the meeting of vision and wisdom. Steve Jobs showed us the power of curiosity, daring and relentless innovation, the courage to turn ideas into reality. Socrates reminded us that true understanding comes from reflection, questioning, and aligning our actions with purpose and virtue. Life calls us to do both, to dream boldly and act courageously, yet to examine, question, and direct our energy with wisdom. The greatest achievement arrives when curiosity meets reflection, when action is guided by insight, and when innovation serves humanity. If this debate inspired you, Subscribe now and follow our channel. More life-changing classes await, where icons and thinkers teach lessons that can transform the way you live your life.